Hi, I'm Clemens, and this is episode 27 of Life in Lists of 30. I love writing lists of 30, and today I wanted to share 30 conference goer tips. I used to attend 1 to 2 conferences every 2 months. They're usually free if you offer to be on a panel. I've been told I do a pretty decent job covering these conferences by keeping up to date with business connections and taking notes on the main events. I've been asked how many times to write up some tips for fellow conference goers. I haven't been in a conference, obviously, for quite a long time. Now it's all virtual, but some of these tips might still be useful. 1. Office lens. This was a recent discovery back then, but it was really cool for taking photos of slides that are presented on screens and then saving them. It works on iOS, Android, and Windows. If I were still attending these in person, I'd probably use this. I actually use this for general scanning of my documents instead of the Google Drive scanning. I think they do a better job with the resolution. 2. Set a goal of the optimal outcome. I'll be happy if I meet with this person and learn the latest on this project, introduce myself to ... This is relevant for really any event. Always keep your goals in mind. 3. Review the attendees. Who do you want to connect with at the conference? Is there a vendor? This is a filtering mechanism for the conference you'd like to attend as well. Based on attendees, you can set up different meetings ahead of time. 4. Look at who else is attending and familiarize yourself with the companies ahead of time. This will be useful when you're socializing and see where people work. I think this research is crucial for anyone looking to get a new connection out of this. 5. Review the agenda diligently. Hopefully you're going for a reason and not just to attend. The agenda is usually useful for all those breakout room sessions. I pick around 4 or 5 talks per conference I want to definitely watch and spend the rest of the time networking. 6. Don't be ambitious with attending all the sessions. Quality over quantity. Sessions are usually very draining, and you'll want to just get the most out of your areas of interest. 7. Remember names. You'll see the same people again if you become recurring to these types of conferences. I ask and give out business cards when business cards were a thing. Post-COVID, I'll probably just scan badges. Maybe I'll put a QR code on my mask. 8. Practice your 2-sentence intro that provides info on your company, your role, and relevant interests to the conference. Sometimes saying, I'm here with your company name, interested in exploring this technology and use case, would be a good start to the conversation. I always think about this 2-sentence intro for call introductions. 9. Figure out your company angle. People will bucket you and the company you represent as either a vendor, selling something, user, buying something, or partner for connections. I try to be someone in the angle of a partnership than a competitor. 10. Figure out your own angle. People will then judge you as being a tech person, meeting business filler, or decision maker. I always like to go in as a tech person in order to talk to other tech people. Not that I don't like sales, but I do care a lot about the tech. 11. Keep track of your own opinions to the conference because people will always ask you, what do you think of this so far? I have kept notes, pretty much writing them in my latest summaries and takeaways. Sometimes that initial summary will make management consider if it was a worthwhile conference for next year. 12. Write something interesting on your name tag. It's a good way to start a conversation. There's a TEDx badge creation exercise that shares 3 random things you like to talk about. I like to use this exercise for conference conversations as well. 13. Make connections and introduce yourself randomly while getting food or coffee. A lot of people stare at name badges all day and will start conversations if you're from an interesting space. You can follow this strategy as well, but make sure that you know a little bit about the company and get ready for some recurring talking points. 14. Notice other people's name tags. Hopefully you've done your research and you don't start with, what does your company do? It's also okay to ask. If they are an obscure startup, they probably have a pitch in mind. Some of the best conversations I've had have been with obscure companies. 15. If it's a multi-day conference, spend the first night writing follow-up emails to the people you meet. I sometimes do this on the plane, but if you're writing follow-up emails within the first day, it adds a level of remembrance for those follow-ups. 16. Bring a stack of business cards. It's old school, but people still do it. I don't think these will be a thing post-COVID. 17. Hand out a business card if you mean you want to make a connection. If someone gives you one, then you can also return the favor unless you're running low. Again, not very COVID friendly. 18. If the conference was a section for vendors, don't just go over there and collect all the swag. Make sure you learn something about their company and provide a two-way street on your interest. If companies ask for your card, then they think there's a possible partnership or sale. 19. Lunch is a good time to mingle. Join a random table and introduce yourself. There may be like-minded attendees that can bring valuable connections. I like the random table mentality. 20. If you want to see someone who's interested in connecting with your business, ask them for a time during the conference at a later time to connect. You can message them by email right away and see if they'll spend 15 to 20 minutes going into more detail. This is a good way for networking in non-work situations as well. 21. When listening to presentations, sit near the large screens showing the slides so you can take photos of them. I also tend to sit near the edges if I know I might want to sneak out early. 22. If you get presentation fatigue, take a break and drink some water. Just see the key takeaways afterwards. I think the people hanging out around the food and water are the ones that have heard the presentations already and might be pretty interesting to talk to. 23. Imagine you need to create 10 slides for the whole conference and write what's relevant as well as all the takeaways. Hint, photos help a lot. I often create a deck as an output of the conference where I'm paid to go. 24. Google Keep has a function to turn your images you attach to text. This actually works pretty great on slides too. The text from image is such a cool technology. 25. If you're at the event with a coworker, make sure you're not duplicating notes. Divide and conquer. I communicate well with the people covering events. A single presentation will be created across the attendees anyway, so there's no need to double the work. 26. Take advantage of the location if your conference is somewhere fun. You're allowed to do touristy things here and there. I think it's totally okay to go sightseeing on a second or third day if you arrive early. 27. Bring a backpack and a pack charger. You'll likely need one for all the notes you're taking. The backpack has saved my notebook taking quite a bit for those longer conferences. 28. Go to workshops where possible. The tech attendees tend to talk more candidly if you ask the right questions and get on their passionate topics. I like workshops more than the presentations themselves. 29. Always thank the organizer if you know or see them at the conference. Even if they don't know you, you will represent the company well. The organizer knows a lot about people and can make introductions. And finally, 30, call your significant other. I miss you and have a fun time. It's always good to do this on a regular basis. The virtual conference is surprisingly much harder than a physical one. Yes, there's less of a commute, but there's also no fun breaks and free food. I can't dedicate just a full day of listening to speakers without doing some type of contributions. I want the distractions and travel that goes with it. One day we'll be out of this. On the next episode, I'll talk about steps it takes for a project to become a product. Stay tuned for that on Friday. Music is by Kristen Dye. You can find her on Instagram at Iron and Silver. She has videos of incredible duets and also powerlifting. You can subscribe to the newsletter and see a very transparent set of Google Docs and spreadsheets of this podcasting journey at listsof30.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone stays safe.